Finally, Warstu has seen Godzilla vs. Kong, and it did not disappoint me. I really enjoyed this movie. It's such a fun, awesome, kick-ass movie, and for me, it's definitely the best in the Monsterverse so far. So yo, what is good YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. Check out on Instagram at Warstu to see the face behind the voice, or to check us on Twitter or WarstuG. Right, let's get into this video. So, as you read by the title, this is going to be a full spoiler review. We're going to go over the whole plot. We're going to go over what I liked, what I didn't like. We're going to do non-spoilers first, and we're going to do an end and explain it all in this one video. I'm going straight in with a full spoiler review. You know Warstu, he doesn't do these non-spoiler based videos. Right, let's get into it. So, non-spoiler based. So, this movie is everything that we expected. Adam Wingard didn't lie when he says there is a definitive winner, but you could misconstrue who the actual winner is because of something that happens right at the end. You could say the winner changes hands, maybe. So, aesthetically pleasing, this movie, I would say, has the best VFX or CGI for a Monsterverse-based movie. It was so much better than King of the Monsters. Even the human side of this movie, which generally annoys me, the human side of this movie was kind of quirky, was kind of funny. We had the podcaster guy, Bernard. He's pretty funny, and like Madison's character, played by Millie Bobby Brown, it was pretty cool. Even the human side wasn't annoying. Now, it's the shortest movie in the Monsterverse, I believe, just under 2 hours, like we said it was. I don't know why some people thought it was close to 3, but no, it was under 2 hours. Bam, you were straight in, got exactly what you thought you would. Kong versus Godzilla smashing the absolute hell into each other, and it is so damn brutal. The 5-minute fight right at the end of the movie, just when you think it's over, bam, then someone else gets involved, which you know what's going to happen, and it does happen, and it's so freaking cool. I'm actually really happy with how good this movie is. So we're going to go over the plot of the movie right now, and then we'll break everything down after. So the movie starts just like I said over a year ago. Sorry guys, I know you hate when I said this. Kong wakes up on what looks like his Skull Island, but it's not. It just looks like that, like we said over a year ago. It's a fake Skull Island. Kong knows this. Kong is an alpha being. He's smart, and he knows his place in the world. We're first introduced to Gia right at the start of the movie. She holds up something similar to Kong, almost like a Kong, a little figure. You can see from the start of the movie, they're friendly. They mean a lot to each other. They care for each other. And she doesn't fear for him. And you get a sense of the scale of how freaking big he is compared to her. She looks like a little ant. Then Kong throws a tree up in the air to prove it's fake, and it smashes the force field around him. He knows it's fake. You can see the force field breaking. This scene was shown in the trailer pretty much, which it shouldn't have done. And some negatives for this movie for me are they really did ruin a lot of scenes out of context in the trailer. Kong screams like a freaking alpha because he's annoyed. He knows it's not real. Then we get some information, and it tells us exactly where they are. Kong Containment Monarch Outpost 236 Skull Island. So Rebecca Hall's character, she is playing the Dr. Andrews. It's introduced due to the breach from Kong getting angry and throwing a tree. The island is the one thing that kept Kong isolated. If he lives there, Godzilla won't come for him. There can't be two alpha titans, but there can be. G is sign language. Kong is angry. He's annoyed. We get an ancient history lesson telling us all about the titans being defeated and Godzilla and Kong being the only two titans left, and it looks pretty beautiful. Looked pretty damn cool. So, Bernie Hayes is a podcaster who's deep undercover for 5 years of Apex Cybernetics. He's trying to work out what's going on. He hacks into Apex framework and downloads the data for the whole system. This is where we first see the plans for Mecha Godzilla, but at this time he doesn't know what it is, but you can clearly see it's some kind of titan. Then they have to get out as Godzilla is coming. Nothing can stop him. They try with missiles, but he literally does nothing to him. Bernie sneaks into an area where he shouldn't be. Godzilla blasts out of the Apex building, and Bernie comes almost face to face with Godzilla, who is using the atomic breath, being an absolute savage. And whilst this is going on, we're getting the classical Godzilla versus King Kong music. Godzilla is painted as the villain now. He's no longer the savior. This is where we're first introduced to Madison, played by Millie Bobby Brown, who's in school still. Walter Simmons comes on TV to explain they need to work together for a safer world. She listens to Bernie's podcast, and he explains what really happened. Godzilla attacked because of what's at the Monarch facility. Madison is angry. She thinks there's a reason why Godzilla is attacking, but her father won't listen to her. And yes, there is a reason he's been attacking. Titan Truth podcast. Godzilla attacks when is provoked. Period. And yeah, everyone that knows Monsterverse knows that. Godzilla doesn't randomly just attack. So Walter Simmons is looking for Hollow Earth. He goes to Nathan, aka Alexander Skarsgård. He wants to find it. He talked about his theory from his book. Ren is also, they want to get the power from Hollow Earth, essentially, to stop Godzilla and more. Nathan's brother died trying to get into Hollow Earth, so at first he's hesitant instant. Dr. Andrews is almost Gia's daughter in ways she's protected her, and they've both looked after each other, or at least that's the way it's presented in this movie. Nathan wants to use Kong to get into Hollow Earth. We need Kong. Luckily, in this movie, that "we need Kong" line only comes up once. Kong is being transported. He's knocked out, so Godzilla can't sense him with some kind of sedative. Now, we've already seen this in the trailer, and yes, it is cruel. This is where we're first introduced to Maya Simmons for the first time, which we've seen in the trailer. Ingilas Gungalis, I can't say her name, but she's in Bloodshot. You know who I'm on about. She works for Apex, the bad guys. We see her in a helicopter. Kong wakes up. He's changed, which I don't agree with. And they're using the sedative so Godzilla can't sense it. Ancient War, Godzilla versus King Kong. Bows to no one. This is a direct quote from Dr. Andrews. Kong is sad and angry, Gia tells us. She goes outside to try and help. Kong doesn't believe that they're trying to help. But Dr. Andrews and Nathan is actually trying to help Kong. But Walter and Ren have hidden reasons for their trip to Hollow Earth. They want to utilize the power from Hollow Earth to manipulate the situation and have ultimate power, essentially. Madison does go looking for Bernie with the help of Julian, who is most commonly known for his role in Deadpool 2. She knows there's a reason why Godzilla is attacking. They track Bernie down by him saying on the podcast he buys bleach in bulk. So they literally go everywhere in the local area looking for places that sell bulk of bleach, which yeah, is mad. Madison and Josh find Bernie. He's suspicious at first because he's into conspiracy theories, but before long they earn his trust. Josh asks why Bernie has a gun, because he has a holster on his chest. Bernie says it's not a gun. He pulls out a flask from the holster. He says he had the flask when his wife died, and he won't finish it until it's over. Interesting. So now we get some kind of writing above the screen. Tasmania. Kong eating fish looks so freaking realistic. Imagine a massive 300-foot gorilla in the sea on an aircraft carrier, just picking up fish from the sea and chomping on it like it's absolute savage. So yes, Nathan does say, we need Kong, lol. But that line is so cool when you hear it. Gia senses Godzilla is coming before anyone else does. Then the alarm bells ring. The aircraft carrier scene is coming. And to be honest, I think Adam Wingard lied. He said it was a 19-minute fight. Now, it could be like a 10 to 20-minute scene, but it wasn't a 20-minute fight. But it was fairly good scene, to be fair. Kong breaks out of the drain, so you can feel Godzilla is coming. The first fight doesn't happen until around the 35 minutes mark-ish. I'm kind of freestyling here, give or take. It was setting everything up, which made sense. We obviously know why they're fighting, but they had to set up the narrative of the main story going forward. But I guess if they wanted to, they could have just started this movie with Godzilla and Kong absolutely fighting, but it wouldn't have made as much sense from a narrative standpoint. Godzilla attacks. Missiles fire at him. The plan: attacks do nothing. They essentially try to take Godzilla out. It does nothing. Dr. Andrew, who says, let's Kong free so he can defend himself in this fight. It starts underwater firstly. Kong gets free and jumps away from the aircraft carrier to protect Gia, Dr. Andrews, etc. And the reason he gets free is because Dr. Andrews swims underwater and she releases a sedative so he can get full control of his mind and body. So at this point, Kong is free. Kong throws a plane into Godzilla. Oh, as he's getting closer and closer. It does nothing to Godzilla. They're really setting the tone of this movie up that Godzilla's a freaking beast. Godzilla is where we see the famous trailer. Kong punches Godzilla. Then Godzilla slaps Kong down. He slaps him. Okay, he doesn't slap the cheeks, but he does at some point. Kong gets back up and punches him hard. Throws him into the water. Godzilla fires his atomic breath. And Kong just misses. He jumps out the way with literally a split second. We've seen this bit in the trailer, and it's beautifully stunning scene. Then they fight underwater. Kong gets away by swimming upwards, but Godzilla grabs him. The humans help Kong by start firing missiles into the water, which help Kong dominantly swim back up onto his back. He lays on his back on the aircraft carrier, and he's absolutely smashed at this point. But Godzilla is not done. So there's a play here. They play dead. They turn all the machines off, all the missiles off, the aircraft carrier off, and Godzilla backs off because he thinks everything's done and dusted for now. 1-0 to Godzilla. Team Godzilla. Bernie, Madison, and Josh break into the Apex carrier, Apex building, and they stop at the hangar, like based in Hong Kong, where they find a massive mechanical titan representing Godzilla. So essentially what happens is they break into the Apex building, jump into some pod, and then they end up in Hong Kong, and they've got no idea how they are. And then they meet a new titan. Terrified, they begin to run. One of the Skullcrawler hatches and attacks Madison. The robot suddenly activates and disposes of the Skullcrawler with ease before shutting down. And this is where we meet a Mecha Godzilla. They realize they have to lift Kong to Antarctic. Otherwise, Godzilla will come again and again and again. Could they do this in real life? Carry a 300-foot gorilla? Lol. Now they're using full-size US Army carriers that are meant for like 20-odd people. So serious stuff, but the physics of this make no sense. sense. Gia is telling Kong it's home, but she isn't lying. At the moment, her reasons are pure heart. Dr. Andrew asked Gia to tell Kong there could be more like him in Hollow Earth. Their intentions are pure. The humans follow Kong, and they make it through to Hollow Earth, where the gravity works differently. Hollow Earth is beautiful. The CGI, the shots are so stunning. The cinematography in this movie is beautiful. It is beautiful. We've seen a lot of this in trailers though. Kong fights Warbat, aka Nazuki, which he absolutely decimates, but a flying like snake-like creature would be very hard. The team helped Kong out. Why? Because they got the heavy machine and it's got pulsar guns. Well, they don't really explain what the guns are, but they essentially start firing. It helps Kong. They work together and Kong absolutely destroys Nazuki, aka Warbat. Kong knows where he's going. He notices the gravity works differently here, and he jumps over a massive gap. We've seen a lot. We've seen this in the trailer, and instead of like going down, he just floats up, which is pretty cool. And then it flicks back to Hong Kong, where Team Godzilla are. Obviously Bernie, Medicine, and Josh. So Ren sits in King Ghidorah's skull, which is now being turned into the control base for MechaGodzilla. He steps out and talks with Walter. Walter says when they get the power from Hollow Earth, they'll be able to power MechaGodzilla properly, and he won't shut down immediately because they're having problems with it. But MechaGodzilla reveal is actually really cool. Now, we did get kind of a reveal in the TV spot beforehand, but when you see the full thing, it does look pretty cool. We've seen the MechaGodzilla part in the trailer, but the full design is pretty freaking cool. Team Godzilla are scared. The skull crawlers begin to run. One of them hatches and attacks Madison. MechaGodzilla fires a red blast at the skull crawler and crushes it with ease. Kong finds a gorilla-looking handprint we've seen in the trailer on a wall. He follows it and enters into the king throne room. He sits on the throne as a glowing blue energy substance creeps through the rocks. The blue substance resembles Godzilla's atomic breath. Kong finds an axe passed down by generation of Kongs in rocks, where it appears blue. Meanwhile, Bernie, Madison, and Josh find the Ghidorah skull. Bernie realizes that they are using King Ghidorah's telekinesis to pilot MechaGodzilla from there. They continue to snoop, but they are finally caught. Them cheeky little devils, they're finally caught. Godzilla's sensing something in Hong Kong and he attacks, so he starts using atomic breath randomly in the middle of Hong Kong and it goes through to Hollow Earth essentially. Madison's dad is now in Hong Kong. Apex team begin to extract some of the blue energy and upload it to MechaGodzilla. And Dr. Andrews and Nathan's like, what you doing? And then Maya's like, well, I came here to get this. Kong King kills Maya just after this for firing at him because she's trying to escape in one of the pods and Kong's like, nah bruh, and literally squeezes the ship and then she's dead. Lol. Godzilla fires into Hollow Earth. Godzilla and Kong have their second brutal fight, and this fight is absolutely freaking savage. You've got to, I'll put footage over the top as best as I can from the TV spots. So King Kong climbs a big building. He's getting owned in crazy ways. Kong smashed him with the axe, like we've seen in the trailer. Godzilla and Kong fall. Kong eventually gets a great strong blow. Godzilla knocks him down. Nathan says, I guess round 2 goes to Kong. But this fight's going on for about 4 or 5 minutes. It's absolutely insane. They both get up. Kong jumps on Godzilla's back from a very tall building, and he's 300 feet, and the building still looks seriously high. Godzilla gets back up. The fight is roughly 5 minutes-ish. They stand off and roar at each other right at the way. During this fight, Godzilla has literally got his foot on top of Kong. It's such a savage fight. So what happens is Kong gets up and can hardly stand, roars but falls over again, and Kong is literally KO'd and dead. Well, he's not dead, but he kind of is temporarily dead. The upload of Hollow Earth energy is complete. Ren warns what they don't know is capable of the new Hollow Earth energy, but Walter ignores him and please and orders him to activate MechaGodzilla. Walter's villain monologue in the control room to Bernie, Madison, and Josh, but MechaGodzilla goes haywire and Ren is shot to death in Ghidorah's skull. MechaGodzilla awakens with the mind of its own and kills Walter. So, villain dies. Intro. Enter MechaGodzilla. He owns Godzilla easily. Part of this was shown in the first trailer. You know, the first 4 seconds when everyone said it was Godzilla. Well, it was MechaGodzilla, like we said all along. But yeah, MechaGodzilla is so freaking powerful. Ridiculously powerful to the point where it's just ridiculous. Gia senses Godzilla is almost dead. She starts crying. It's quite a sad scene. Gia tells the doctor and Nathan that Kong is dying. She can hear his heartbeat slowing down. Nathan and Andrew use the defibrillator of the heavy machine, blow it up on Kong's chest, and Kong wakes up. And Gia convinces Kong to help Godzilla take out MechaGodzilla because he is seriously OP to the point where it's absolutely ridiculous. So many like missiles, electric electric shocks, red pulse, so much power. Godzilla and Kong team up against MechaGodzilla. However, they are still no match for MechaGodzilla, and he defeats Godzilla. MechaGodzilla grabs Kong by the throat. His tail turns into a drill and readies to kill Kong. Bernie pulls out the flash and goes, I guess that's it, but before he can take it, Josh yells, that's it, grabs the flash, pours it into the fan of the computer, short-circuiting MechaGodzilla. And this part sounded ridiculous in the plot leak, but how it plays out in the movie, it actually works. So this is where MechaGodzilla stalls. Godzilla weakly raises his head and looks to Kong in a last-ditch effort. Godzilla fires his atomic breath at Kong's axe, supercharging it. Godzilla swings and hacks MechaGodzilla into pieces, destroying him once and for all. This making Kong the king of the monsters. Kind of, I guess. Not really, kind of. Madison, Bernie, and Josh reunite with Mark Russell, aka Madison's dad. Godzilla stands feebly. He and Kong locks eyes. Kong drops his axe. Godzilla roars, looks at the sky before leaving. But Kong, in my opinion, wins here because he's like, bro, come at me, bro. And Godzilla backs off. Godzilla backs the hell off. So did Kong win? No, I'm just trying to justify him winning. Obviously, Godzilla won this fight, just like we said over a year ago. The final shot is of Dr. Andrews and Gia watching Kong in Hollow Earth. Kong stands on a cliff and looks off into the distance as the song The Air I Breathe by the Hallows play. And that is the movie. Pretty damn cool movie. We didn't go into that much detail, but that is literally an adaptation, a narration of what I interpreted it to be. So the ending explained is pretty much they defeat MechaGodzilla by using Kong's axe. Godzilla blasts his atomic breath into Kong's axe, and then Kong literally rips him apart. It's so beautiful to see. And then the Titans back off. Kong goes to Skull Island, Hollow Earth, essentially, and Godzilla goes back into the ocean, and that's it. So I know I was wrong about no post-credit, guys, but essentially, the way it ends, it's almost like they are setting up another Monsterverse movie. Pretty much. There could be another Kaiju Monsterverse movie because neither Titan wins. They've both got a respect for each other. Godzilla won't attack Kong. Kong won't attack Godzilla because they are saviors. They are apex predators. They are Titans, but they're not going to attack each other for no reason. So it's going to be very interesting to see where the Monster Kaiju verse is going next. Now, I'd love to know which Titans would you like them to bring in next. Destroyer is quite popular on recent videos we've done. There's Space Godzilla. There's so many things that could happen. So I'd love to know what you guys think. And overall, it's a pretty damn cool movie. And that's my overall thoughts. That's the narrative. That's the ending explained. The realistic, guys, isn't much to explain. MechaGodzilla gets crushed, but MechaGodzilla does look pretty cool, to be fair. He really does. So all the rumors and information we went over before this movie came out were true. It is very Pacific Rim risk. Like, there has to be a human villain. Obviously, Apex were the baddies. But before going into this movie, I thought Ren could partially be a villain because the way they were betraying him, he wasn't the villain. He warned Walter. He was like, Walter, yo, if we don't test his power, it'll be uncontrollable. And it was uncontrollable. And ultimately, it killed the both of them. So it's going to be very interesting to see where the Monsterverse goes next. I just want to thank all you guys for checking this channel out, watching the channel over the last year, supporting the Kaiju Monsterverse videos. Don't worry, the Kaiju Monsterverse videos are not going anywhere. We're going to keep doing them, but they're going to be very different now because obviously there isn't a movie to talk about. But we could talk about potentially what is coming next, what you'd like to see in the next, and stuff like that. So guys, if you've got any video requests of the Monsterverse Kaiju stuff that you want me to go over, just let me know down below. But thank you very much, guys, for checking out all the Kaiju Monsterverse videos for the last year and a half. It's been a blast, and I really hope Legendary Pictures and Toho and stuff like that, I really hope they do announce another movie because at the moment, before this movie even comes out in America, it's already done massive numbers. The best movie so far during the pandemic, this part of the running, which is freaking fantastic. It comes out as the time of this video being posted. It'll be out on HBO Max, which is freaking cool. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu if you want to see the face behind the voice, and check us out on Twitter, Warstu G, aka The Nightmare. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.